as promised, we got a couple more problems here. If you think you understand it, why don't you take a moment and do this one on your own, pause the video and see if maybe you can get the answer, and I'll talk about it obviously when you hit play. Alright, so I'll read it first though. Let's see here. It says, Irma got a raise. Her new monthly salary is $1,508. Before her raise, her monthly salary was $1,450. What percent raise did Irma receive? Okay. So if you want to, go ahead and take a second, pause the video, see if you can do it. Okay, so how did it go? You know, I think some of my students, when they're learning this for the first time, one of the mistakes that they do is they, when they're trying to set up the problem, you know, we're trying to set up our proportion to solve the percent, what a lot of my students will do is they'll take the bigger number, right? They'll take the bigger number and they'll put it in the whole position, and then they'll take the smaller number, the 1450, and put that in the part. If you did that, you're probably going to see you got it wrong. Okay. Now this is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about what the part means and what the whole means. Remember what I said about whole? Whole is going to be the thing that is original. It's going to be the original amount. So in the problem, we have to, so this is her new monthly salary is $1,500, so that can't be the whole. That's the new one. What was the old one, right? So the old one was $1,450. This is going to be the whole. All right, so let's go ahead and put the $1,450 in its place. Okay. Now, what do we do? What do we do with the 1508? Right? What do we do with the 1508? Remember what part is. So, in this problem, Irma was getting $1,450 a month, and then she got a raise. Now she's making $1,508. What's the difference in change? So her salary changed by how much? So this is what I was talking about when we were talking about part. You got to subtract the new from the old, or the part or the new amount from the original amount, and that's what we're going to have to do here. So I have to see how much more a month Irma is making, and so that would be, well, if her new one is 1508 and her older one was 1450, I got to take the difference of those two, and that will be 58. Now that's the part, okay? Oops, sorry, that goes over here. I've done this before. All right. Okay, so the part is the difference in change. Obviously, her salary changed. How much? That's going to be the part. And to do that, we just subtract the new from the old. Okay? All right, so now we're ready to solve the proportion. And we just multiply diagonally. Always going to multiply diagonally when we're doing proportions. So that'll give us 5,800. And then we divide that by the third amount that we haven't used, 1,450. Okay? And that will give us 4. Or what we're going to say here is Irma received a 4% raise. Okay? So there's that one. All right? It's not so simple as is over of, is it? It's not one of those easy ones. All right, let's take a look at one more. That is, in my opinion, a tricky one too. Okay? So let me move this guy out of the way, bring this other one over. All right. So again, you might want to pause it, see if you can do it. I challenge you. All right, try it. I'll read it first. It says, Brittany bought a stereo. Including 5% sales tax, she paid $420. How much was the stereo before the sales tax was added? All right, go ahead. Okay. Did you get $3.99? Yeah, you're wrong. If you got $3.99, I don't know what you guys got. All right, so where does this one break down? Where does it get difficult? Why is this one a tricky problem for a lot of students? Okay, so what is the $420 talking about? The $420 is not the entire cost of the stereo. It's actually the entire cost of the stereo plus sales tax. So it's no longer 100%, it's more than that. I paid for the whole stereo and then they added sales tax on top. So I paid 100% and they put 5% more on top of that. Okay, so what are they asking us for? Let's go ahead and set up our proportion. Right, we have a percentage over here and we have our 100% here. All right. 420, what is that, right? Well, what it boils down to is that the 420 is not the 100%, it's not the whole, because it includes more than just the 100%. In fact, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for what the 100% is. We're looking for the cost before the sales tax was added. But this cost is the entire cost of the stereo. So that is going to be the 100%. But they gave us 420. That's more than what the stereo cost before we get to the cash register. It's on the shelf in the store. It doesn't have a price tag on it for 420. It's less than that. How much? That's what they're asking us for. That's what the X is. That's the whole. Okay, so we know that the sales tax was 5%, but obviously the $420 is not going to be 5%. Otherwise, it'd be a really expensive stereo. So in fact, it's going to be 105. It's the total cost of the stereo plus the 5% sales tax. So the 420 is more than 100%. It's 105%. And this is where I think some of my students get a little confused. They think that part always needs to be less than 100%, and that's not always the case. Sometimes the part can be more than the 100%. Okay, it can include the 100% plus another, like in this case, a sales tax, for example. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do it. We have 420 times 100. We're just multiplying diagonal. And then we're going to divide by 105, and that's going to give us 400. So stereo on the shelf in the stereo and in the store is $400. You go to the cash register to pay for it, they put a 5% sales tax on it, and then you end up paying 420, or at least Brittany did, right? Okay, so I think you get the gist of what percents are. They're just basically proportion problems. Keep in mind that identifying what the part is and what the whole is typically the most difficult part about solving a percent problem. So just practice, focus on your reading comprehension skills, and good luck.